everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 38 of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm ready to check out some more pillars with me. I'm going to set the audio a little bit differently this episode. Let's see, sound. Let's go music sound 50. Maybe even 45. 47, perfect. So we're going to load up episode 37. We're in Caed Nua. We defeated the Spider Queen last episode, guys. If you didn't see that, I suggest pausing this and going back, checking that out, and then coming back here later. But that was a very cool fight. In the bowels of Caed Nua. But now we're going to head in here as a group and head in and talk to the ghost spirit thing that was stuck in this statue after we dealt with Merwald. Actually, first of all, let's talk to Adair.
That old watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
He shakes his head and chuckles. You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
It's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. It's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
There's no need to be embarrassed. I won't judge.
All right. Guess fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden, about how he'd turned against us and fought for Widewind, been on my mind for some time now.
He sighs.
The thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. And hearing claims that he died fighting for Rayed Saris, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys...
He shakes his head.
I thought, maybe this old watcher would know how my brother died, so I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Why didn't you ask me for help? Guess because I didn't know you. It's hard to trust a stranger that says he's a watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. A watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really, if I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with watchers. I should be starting with records. So why don't you? Adair thinks a moment, his lips twisted to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have it in Defiance Bay. They got an archive at the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
648 XP for the party. Bring Adair, travel with Adair to the records archive. I want to set the audio again because it's still too loud. Let's go to 40%. It was coming up from 30. Now let's talk to Aloth. Aloth seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
Are you alright?
Of course. merely processing some of the unusual things we've seen lately.
His lips twitch into a flat smile.
And if Meerwald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
He watches you carefully. I don't know what to think.
Perhaps Defiance Bay holds the answers we need.
Aloth snugs his cloak about his shoulders, glancing at you out of the corner of his eye. I want to discuss something else. Aloth looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? That's all. Okay. Now, do we level up here? We have Durance. Durance has 7 points left. We went all lore with him. Athletics. Survival. Survival. No. Level 4 scrolls. Athletics, 45 endurance. No, let's go survival and keep 2 points free. And class unlocks our new circle of spells. Let's check them out. Circle of Protection. Creates a large zone of divine shelter, granting allies a bonus to all defenses for 12 seconds. In the 10-meter range, 5-meter radius hazard. We've got Despondent Blows. Nagging doubt in the face of unbreakable faith consumes enemies in the area of effect, lowering their melee accuracy and critical hit range. 15% of crits converted to hits. Minus 15 melee accuracy. Only a 1.7 meter radius, but 10 meter range. Pretty cool. Then we've got Dire Blessing. Strengthens allies' resolve in battle, increasing the probability they'll land a critical hit. Plus 20% of hits converted to crits for 37 seconds. Range is only 5 meter. Speed is fast though, allies only. Small area of effect, 1.4. Pillar of Faith. Calls down a pillar of divine judgment, inflicting crush damage and knockdown on enemies in the area of effect. Wow. Small radius, target plus 1.7. 34 to 45 crush damage, plus 10 versus reflex. And the AoE goes prone for 12 seconds, that's quite a while. Accuracy plus 15 versus fortitude. Then we've got Prayer Against Restraint. Frees allies in the area of effect from perceived constraints, granting immunity to the hobbled and stuck afflictions for 25 seconds. That's pretty cool. 4.0 area of effect is pretty big. Then we've got Restore Moderate Endurance. Shares a portion of the caster's divine strength, restoring a moderate amount of endurance to all allies in the area of effect. 2.0 radius plus 29 endurance in the AoE. Then we've got Warding Seal. Generates a magical seal that explodes in a burst of electrical energy when an enemy comes into contact with it, inflicting shock damage, 45 to 56 shock damage, and it's versus reflex. Duration 600 seconds, small radius, 1.25. And finally, Watchful Presence. Blesses allies with the aid of a sympathetic soul, releasing a healing effect when their endurance is low. Plus 39 endurance when endurance is below 20%. 6.82 radius. Wow, that'll hit everybody. Range 5 meters. Very cool. So those are his new unlocks. I've lost my... Okay, there we go. Let's hit done. That's Durance now. Whatever level he is. Kana leveled up. I leveled up. Aloth leveled up. Let's level up Kana, I guess. Let's see, he's got 8 points left. Level 3 scrolls for him. Athletics, mechanics. I don't see much in the way for mechanics being important for him. Let's see. Get a point there. 3, which gives him bonus movement. Another point of lore. 2 points left, we'll hang on to it. Alright, we've got a new phrase for a class unlock. Lo, their endless host, the Harbinger's Doom, generates a field of terror, frightening enemies in the area of effect. And frightened, resolve and dex are reduced by 2, accuracy reduced by 10. That's very cool. On dozen stood against the power of the saint. 1 dozen stood against the power of the saint. Decreases the duration of and defends against frightened and terrified effects for allies in the area of effect. Very cool. Rime and Frost followed the footfalls of Cart. Allies leave a hazardous trail of frost wherever they move, hobbling and causing freeze damage to any enemies. Friendly aura, drop, trap, Rime and Frost for 3 seconds, I guess. Sure-handed Ela knocked her arrow with speed. Decreases reload time and increases the spread of ranged attack for all allies. 20% reload speed, 20% ranged attack speed. The Fox and the Farmer did run and leap. Reduces accuracy of disengagement attacks for enemies in the area of effect. Quite specific uses. Frightens peeps. I would say protect from frightened and terrified. Terrified, resolve and dex reduced by 4. Accuracy reduced by 20 for all sources. Overrides frightened. We're sure and Elin knocked her arrows with speed. We'll probably get this. Let's get that. Nice class unlock. Now if we go to Kana and mess with his chanting, which is, how do we do that again? Edit chants. Alright. We get dull the edge, reduce slashing and piercing. Actually, let's see, start off with that. Then that. Then that. Then, that, and then that. And then loop back around. Seems about right. Get some extra bonuses there. Alright. So should we level up Alot? Off in his great helm. Let's see. Lore. Level 4 scrolls. Athletics. 35 second endurance, second wind. Class unlock, nice. Ooh, a bunch of stuff going on here. Arcane Dampener. Creates a nullifying field of antagonistic magical energy around the chosen point, suppressing all beneficial effects on enemies in the area of effect. Wow, 3.57 radius, range of 10 meters. Arduous delay of motion. Alters the perception of time for enemies in the area of effect, lowering their speed and movement. 2.5 meter radius, 10 meters, minus 30% attack speed, minus 2 move speed. Console Haunts Draining Touch, the Caster's Hand. Oh, these are level 3 spells. Didn't see that. The Caster's Hand becomes a toxic parasite, causing corrosive damage to his target, weakening it and converting its life force to the caster as endurance. That's pretty cool. We can cast level 3 spells now, is the case. I don't know how many. And again, weakened characters have their might and constitution reduced too, movement by 1, fortitude and will reduced by 20. Crackling Bolt. Caster becomes a living generator for a powerful bolt of electricity that streaks out in a straight line and bounces off all walls, harming anything caught in its path. 42 meter length. Bounces up to 3 times, 32 to 53. Shock damage and on bounce minus 50%. Deleterious Alacrity of Motion. Caster draws upon his or her life force to gain an increase to speed and movement while draining his or her own endurance. 50% attack speed for 39 seconds. Minus 14 endurance over 39 seconds, plus 2 move speed. That's pretty interesting. And we have 2 spells we can get. Expose vulnerabilities. Bears the enemy's combat vulnerabilities for all to see, reducing their damage reduction, deflection, and concentration. 3.5 meter radius, minus 5 damage reduction, minus 10 deflection, minus 10 concentration for 26 seconds. That's a good one. Calicoth's Minor Blights. Creates a ball of energy in the caster's hand that can be thrown at the enemy, causing burn, freeze, corrode, or shock damage on anyone caught in the area of effect. Blights are continually replenished until the spell ends. Effects. Caster until weapon change for 78 seconds. I don't get it. They can be thrown at enemies until weapon change for 78 seconds. Okay. Lengrath's Displaced Image causes the caster to appear visually displaced, increasing their deflection and reflex for the duration. Additionally, many deflection and reflection attacks that score hits will be converted to grazes. Plus 25 deflection, 20 reflex, 50% of incoming hits converted to grazes. Deflection or reflex only for about a minute. Minelet's Bounding Missiles summons 3 missiles that pierce through the target and lead to 2 additional targets each. 16 to 24 pierce damage. For the jump, which happens twice, 16 to 14 pierce damage. Both accuracy plus 10 versus deflection. Noxious Burst spews forth a poisonous cloud of foulness that causes corrode damage and leaves victims sickened. All attributes reduced by 1, fortitude and will reduced by 10. 32 to 45 corrode damage and a 3.57 radius. Sickened poison for 13 seconds. Pretty neat. And the range on that is 10 meters. And then finally, Ringrim's Repulsive Visage. The caster's face becomes a nightmarish mask of rotting, insect-infested or other images of unspeakable horror, compelling all nearby foes to become terrified and sickened. So would that save his life in a quick way? The speed is average. Accuracy reduced by 20. Let's see, and then we have stuff here we could learn. It's converted to crits. Ray of Fire, 10 to 17 burn damage. Let's see, Arcane Dampener. I'm gonna get Arcane Dampener because we've seen cases where magicians or wizards or whatever have put area of effect stuff in our midst that was giving their guys great benefits, healing them and stuff. So we'll get Arcane Dampener because that lasts for 20 seconds, which is enough time to make some stuff happen. Arduous delay of motion. Weaken for 26 seconds. Corrode damage. Crackling bolt. Let's see, 50% attack speed, minus 14 endurance over 39 seconds, plus 2 move speed. I might get that. Or this. Minus 5 damage reduction, minus 10 deflection, minus 10 concentration. There's a lot of good ones though. The bounding missiles. Noxious burst. I might go that. Exposed vulnerabilities. No, let's get exposed vulnerabilities. Lots of good spells here to learn. Like, it's hard to pick too. Expose vulnerabilities, Arcane Dampener. And if I had a third one to take, I would probably take Displaced Image, plus 25 deflection, 20 reflex, 50% of incoming hits converted to grazes, and grazes again. Any attack roll that is between 16 and 50, a graze reduces damage and duration by 50%. Speed is fast. He could save himself with a spell like that. I think we'll go expose vulnerabilities. Bong bong, mashallah. Arcane Dampener is a no question. Get that one. Like, we don't have a choice, I would say, because it's that important. We're 23 minutes in. Let's level up myself. Let's see here. Mechanics, bong bong, and athletics, survival, and then save 2 points. Go with lore. And we unlock a new tier of spells for the druid. Pretty interesting. Let's check them out. Beetle Shell encases the target in a protective shell, absorbing a fixed amount of damage before shattering, but preventing the target from taking action. Includes moving. Friendly target 100 points to see stasis shield for 35 seconds. Infestation of maggots. Enemies in the area of effect have their skin infested by hordes of burrowing mobs, inflicting raw damage over time. The more wounded the target, the greater the damage. A target at max endurance takes no damage from the spell. 10 damage by percentage of endurance lost over 23 seconds. 1.5 radius, 10 meter spell or range. Nature's Balm draws on the healing power of nature, creating a rapid regen effect on party members. Wow, area of effect is only 1.5. Speed is fast, but it's a friendly AoE of 71.6 endurance. 17 seconds. Purge of toxins purifies the target of any toxic presence in its body, giving immunity to poison and disease effects. Diseases can inflict a wide variety of status effects or afflictions. It's typically from a spell, but often from a creature's attacks. Immune to that. And poison for 34 seconds, range of 6 meters, speed of fast. Returning Storm brings a powerful storm into being, striking a random single enemy in the area of effect periodically with bolts of lightning that stun and deal shock damage. 3.5 second stun, 21 to 32 shock damage. Area of effect plus 6.19 meter radius from the caster. Definitely pretty cool. Spreading Plague. Infects the target with a virulent and debilitating disease, hobbling and weakening them before spreading to other enemies. Foe lump targets times 5 applies the same effect as the foe target, hobbled for 17 seconds, weakened for 17 seconds. Jumps to 5 targets. Wow, that's pretty sweet. Might and Constitution down to... Yeah, that's pretty cool. 10 meter radius plus 5 meter jump. And then we've got Stag's Horn. Conjures an enormous stag horn to attack the target, causing piercing damage and inflicting a penalty to deflection and reflex. 37 to 58. Pierce damage minus 10 deflection and reflex for 11 seconds. Plus 10 accuracy versus deflection. That's a nice one. 10 meter range, average speed. And finally, Twin Stones sends 2 deadly boulders flying out from the druid's position, dealing crush damage to anyone in their path and exploding on contact with a solid surface, causing the fragments to pierce anyone nearby. 21.2 crush damage. And the AoE is 27 to 42 pierce damage versus reflex. Nice. Length of 7.4 with a 3.09 radius. We'll take it. Level 5. Bong bong. Alright. So a quick save here now. Let's go talk to the statue.
Sure.
See what it says.
I felt Mayor Wald's passing. You slew him.
He gave me no choice.
It saddens me to hear it. But part of me is grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness.
The steward is silent for a moment. The air seems to chill.
This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle and much to do with the land it's built on. It looks to you as Mayor Wald's successor now, whether you care for it or not.
Nice.
A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day.
Right.
Will you stay?
Your stronghold is now available. You can manage your stronghold at any time through the castle icon. I've always wanted my own keep, even if it's a little cursed. You feel that same emanation of warmth and energy in the air? Then it is yours, my lord. I cannot begin to tell you how glad, that is, how good it is to know that the keep is in capable hands once again. I suppose I should mention first that if you mean to travel to Defiance Bay for supplies, there has been a complication of a kind. The Eastern Barbican collapsed decades ago, and Merwald never got around to rebuilding it. The road here is a dead end. He got as far as gathering materials before he became preoccupied. I could make arrangements to have it repaired if it is your will. When it ceased to be the previous master's will, I became powerless to do anything about it. For what am I but a master's instrument? It would take time, but far less than finding another route to Defiance Bay. How do I repair the Barbican? Merwald set aside materials for the Barbican, and they are still available to you. In the future, if you wish to make further repairs to the keep, we will need coin for supplies and labor. What does being the Master of Caed Nua entail? Why, there are many responsibilities involved in maintaining a keep. The extent to which you wish to get involved is entirely up to you, of course. Part of the reason I am here is to ensure that things run smoothly in your absence, provided we have been given instruction. If you instruct me on which repairs you wish to conduct next, I will make the necessary arrangements. These may take some time to finish, but each will provide you with additional resources once they're complete. Given somewhere to place them, we can hire tradesmen to provide you with supplies or ingredients. Repairing the keep will raise your prestige and draw both helpful individuals and unwelcome attention from bandits and opportunists. If we can raise the keep's security in turn, these will become less of a concern. You should know, however, that the position does come with some risk. Your name will grow in fame, you must contend with threats to the keep, and then there are other things. Was there anything else, my lord? What did you mean when you said this keep was cursed? Merwald's curse was his own, a watcher's curse, but his predecessors have not fared better. There is a presence within the keep, or rather, far beneath it. At least, such has been the conclusion drawn by all who have come to this place, for what spirits still linger in the endless paths, oft speak of a master below. Every effort to settle here has failed from the time of our adherent colonists onward. Beasts rise from the endless paths, until the new lord or lady is no more. The one who dwells below, this master, does not tolerate rivals, it seems. I have seen, from time to time, intrepid explorers descend to lay claim to what answers they can, but none return. This is the force which has kept Caed Nua a barren ruin, and robbed me of my hopes. The endless paths, that, my friend, is where I must go, where we must go, if you will go with me. Whatever devils lie beneath, I think, too, what knowledge we will find. Perhaps this master speaks Adiran? What are the endless paths? The endless paths of Caed Nua, that is the name given to the labyrinth beneath the keep. The Earl, we were warned by the Glanfathans that this site was cursed, and there is a legend attached to it, though at the time we thought nothing of it. The ruins were built, it is said, by a powerful Engwithan named Caed Nua, who ruled there until the people turned against him. They destroyed his endless paths and filled many of the upper tunnels in with soil and stone. No one living knows how far down the tunnels stretch, and few who have ventured there have returned. There is much talk of riches and treasure. The promise of Engwithan relics alone has drawn many fortunate seekers to their deaths, I fear. Who is this master below? I could not say with any certainty. I believe it must be tied to the man said to have been the architect of the endless paths, the Engwithan tyrant Caed Nua. Some claim his spirit endures, or at least he has laid a curse upon the site. I cannot imagine much remains of his work, for the ruins have been here 1,000 years or more, but what is left is impressive. The Earl certainly thought so. You may have seen, a while below, the hand of the great statue Caed Nua constructed. Perhaps it is a statue of Caed Nua himself. Ah, the hand, yeah. But am I not the Master of Caed Nua? Of course you are. The keep would have no other, but the endless paths are a different thing entirely. It is unfortunate, really, that they are so closely intertwined. Or entwined. If the master below is not dealt with, there will always be a threat to the keep from within. I know it is much to take in, but if you would remain, if you would be the lord of this place, then I can only advise you to seek out this foe before it destroys you. I have other questions. Yes, how can I help? Time to find this queen in the city of Defiance. You must know, the queen you're looking for, Defiance Bay has no queen. The Mechweens of Adir haven't reigned there since the war. The only queen with any power there is Wodica. I am told they erected an exquisite temple in her honor there, but I was never able to see it. 648 experience. If you mean to go there, we can get started right away on repairing the barbican. You need only tell me what you wish to do, and I'll make the necessary arrangements. Merwald kept a ledger as it happens, and I have taken the liberty of updating it You could take a look if you wish. Let me see what repairs I can make. Then we'll get underway at once. The steward's voice belies a giddy excitement. Know, my lord, that this is but the first and least of a great many undertakings. The keep supported a great many buildings and servants for many years. If you should wish it, we can repair some of the outlying structures, and these will bring you wealth and recognition, drawing people to your service. Rebuilding the defenses will keep your grounds from becoming overrun, as they did under Merwald's keeping. You need not choose all at once. I am pledged to your aid, and so long as you are master here, we shall always be linked. You need not step upon these grounds to speak with me. Wherever your travels may take you, you can make your will known to me, if you but reach out. Oh, but first, of course, the Barbican. Oh, wow. Upgrades to your stronghold cost money and take time to complete. Each upgrade can add security or prestige to the stronghold, or add additional functionality like resting bonuses, periodic free crafting ingredients, or new stores. Eastern Barbican. 2 is our prestige plus miscellaneous, 2,800 copper. Security 0. There's upgrades, there's actions, there's status, hirelings, and party management. Okay, so wow, there's a lot. Oh my gosh. Cool. So let's purchase the Eastern Barbican. Let's look around first. Actions. Events occur at the stronghold as time elapses. The higher your stronghold's prestige, the more positive the events tend to be. However, high security is also important as it can help prevent theft and kidnappings. Adventures are opportunities for your companions, and adventurers to earn experience while they aren't in the party. Visitors can affect security and prestige of the stronghold while they are present. Some events even offer rare items for sale during limited periods of time. Nice. No events currently pending. Status, nothing new to report. Hirelings help defend your stronghold from expensive collateral damage in the unfortunate event of an attack. They cost money to maintain, but their cost usually offsets the potential for damage. Hirelings also contribute to the security and prestige of the stronghold, sometimes negatively. You must build the barracks to recruit hirelings. Party management. Let's,
See you when I see you.
let's get Shauna in there just for now. Because I wanted to strip her down a little bit. Purchase that. Now we've got new choices to make. Bright Hollow Restoration. Restoring Bright Hollow will allow you to rest there. Other upgrades can unlock resting bonuses for it. Main Keep. Upgrading the Main Keep will repair your Great Hall, allowing visitors and adventurers to be available to you and your companions. Wow. Oh, Warden's Lodge. Watches over the wilds near the stronghold. Upgrading the lodge will grant a bonus to the survival skill upon resting at Bright Hollow, as well as provide access to the Warden, who offers high-level bounties. Bounties, nice. Woodland Trails surround the domain of your keep. Upgrading them will grant both a Constitution and Athletic bonus when resting at Bright Hollow. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do first. Allow you to rest there at Bright Hollow. I think we can go ahead and purchase that. Finish in 2 days. We need camping supplies, though. We're down to 2,500, 2,300. Alrighty. The master below. Explore the endless paths. Shauna leveled up. Never far from the Queen. Go to the Temple of Wodica in Defiance Bay. Restore the Eastern Barbican. That's what we're working on. Alright, Shauna. Might as well level her up. Stealth mechanics. 1 point extra. Crippling strike. The rogue attacks his or her enemy's ability to move around effectively, inflicting extra damage and hobbling any enemy successfully hit. Reckless assault causes the rogue to dive into battle without a second thought, lowering his or her deflection, but increasing accuracy and weapon damage. Ooh. -8 deflection, +8 melee accuracy, and 20% melee damage. Wow. Powerful. Escape allows the rogue to break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack, diving out of range to a specific location and granting a temporary defense bonus. +25 deflection and reflex for 11 seconds. Fast speed, 1 per encounter. 8-meter range, that's what we'll probably get. Dirty fighting, the rogue employs a variety of underhanded tactics, turning some of their hits into crits. 10% of hits converted to crits. Just as a passive, all the time thing. That's very cool too. She looks dope. If she gets engaged where she shouldn't, then I'd be like wanting to get this +25 dive out of the way, out of range, to a specified location. I don't know. Modal. Let's get Reckless Assault. She loses a big 8 deflection, but gains 8 melee accuracy and 20% melee damage. She's super tough then. Super tough. She goes to level 3. But basically, I got her in here because I want to take her stuff off. 42 minutes in. We'll have to do this next time, guys. So I want to thank you for joining me. Stay tuned for more. More definitely to come. Hope you enjoyed, though. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. Helps the channel grow and stuff like that. And next time, guys, we are going to probably head to Defiance Bay. So stay tuned for that. She can keep the arbalest. These, though. She can keep those, too. Well, no, we're probably never going to use her again, even with these cool skills and stuff, so we should take the arbalest, too. And all the potions. But, also, guys, if you want to be a huge help to the channel, you can become a member. Details in the description, along with links and all that good stuff. Feel free to check that out. We'll take her cape, too. Cape of Withdrawal. And I hope to see you guys become members, but no pressure or anything like that. Now, next time, we'll get Adair back in the group, and we'll probably tinker around a bit with Caed Nua, maybe go to the Endless Paths a little bit, maybe head to Defiance Bay, or maybe just spend time here doing stuff like restoring the base and stuff like that. Stronghold. Super awesome stuff. Very cool. I did not really remember this stuff being in the game, but super dope stuff, man. Really cool. So more to come next time. Until then, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere, man. We're just unlocking the stronghold, just getting started. Really, we've maybe scratched the iceberg a little bit, the tip of it, but there's a lot more to come. So see you guys then. Ciao for now.